Hi, and welcome, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome to Sandflies. This is now becoming a tradition. This is the video where Aldy runs through the 12 best streamed games of 2023. So the best games we've enjoyed on the Twitch channel, Welcome to Sandflies, the ones I've enjoyed the best, why I've enjoyed them, and I'm going to run through them. We're going to open our advent calendar of games. Without further ado, let's move on. I'm going to run through each of the games, what I liked about them, what I didn't like, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the ones that almost missed the list, and then we'll look forward to 2024. Always some good stuff on there, but let's start. Let's open our advent calendar of games. It's only 12. Well, I say 12. There is more than 12 this time. Number 10 is under my head, so I will need to move my head for that, but don't worry about that. Okay. Number 12, the Aldy Hotel. Almost didn't make the list. A movie game that only came out like maybe in October. Was trying something very brave, I think. I think I probably didn't play it right, so I probably am doing it injustice. I know it's been awarded for certain I know it's been nominated for certain awards. So there's probably something more to it. But for me, I think I just kind of missed it. I missed it. Sometimes when you play a video game or a movie game, you kind of see it one way and you don't see it the way it probably was meant to be experienced. Yeah, so for me, number 12 on list, the Aldy Hotel. Want to go back to it, we'll probably go back to it soon, but yeah, maybe not for a while. No, maybe not for a while. Okay. Number 11 on the list, Mia and the Dragon Princess, another full motion video game by the same people, I think. They're really not... I think normally, look, I've enjoyed so many of these games. I've loved things like Late Shift and The Bunker and so many other of these full motion video games. But I think Mia and the Dragon Prince, of all of them, kind of fell into two traps. One, Paul McGann. They obviously spent the entire budget in Paul McGann and they literally ran out of money for anything else. Also kind of, I think it probably ran into COVID, where it literally looked like it was filmed in a single shot or like a single location. Really kind of looked a bit cheap around that little south bank of London. And then ended up being a bit Goonies in the end. So it was better maybe the second time through. I found different things to it, which is why it's probably better than the Aldy Hotel. But again, looked to be high budget, looked to be exciting. In the end, didn't quite have the story of the others that we'd played. Didn't quite have the expansiveness. When you think about Late Shift, also set in London, the distance that entire game travels, the distance, the number of different scenes, this one just had too few for me. Yeah, so probably not the best. Anyway, what is next? What is number 10? Well, number 10 is under my head. I'll just go up here. Number 10, The List and Her Story. I'm putting both of these together. Okay, so full motion video games. It's 3 full motion video games in 12. Okay. We sound like a stuck record. The List and Her Story were both brilliant. Both of them left a ambiguity. Certainly in Her Story in particular, there was an ambiguity as to what we were watching and what we were really working out. But really, really enjoyed both of them. And following on from last year, where we played the follow-up, which was... I forget, the one where we blew up a bridge. But both The List and Her Story were really, really good. Really enjoyed them. Starting to get into games that I really started to kind of really enjoy. So probably I shouldn't be like, oh, this is the wrong thing that I didn't like. Really enjoyed these. Really enjoyed the puzzles. And just enjoyed the kind of journey that we went on. So, yeah, The List and Her Story definitely in there at number 10. Number 9. Moons of Madness. It was indeed madness. It was absolute pure madness. I loved it. I really, really loved that game. I loved it because I'd never seen it before. I think there's a there's a uniqueness sometimes to some of the games we find, and I think Moons of Madness kind of fell into that genre of, well, no one's ever played this or seen this game ever before. Yeah, so for me, Moons of Madness, absolutely outstanding. Lots of great throwbacks in it to science fiction, exploration, moon games. It had just about every trope there is possible to ever have, I think, in a game, including it had tentacles, and we know we love tentacles. Didn't make a lot of sense at times, but we were chased around by a plant. So yeah, Moons of Madness was mad from the start. Turned out we weren't really on a moon, we were actually on Mars, so we're unsure why it was. It should be Planets of Madness, or Mars of Madness, or Mars Madness, probably. Anyway, Moons of Madness, great game. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the fun little mechanics. The chapters weren't long. It was kind of like a throwaway comic book. You know, that's our comic book style thing that you didn't need to put... You kind of check your brain in at the door. You didn't need to be too kind of cerebral about it. So, really enjoy Moons of Madness. Now we're starting to get onto the better ones. In number 8. Number 8. 10 dates. Our annual Valentine's trip into full motion. It's not been a good year for full motion video. I think 8 will probably be the highest any of them get. But 10 dates. The life of Misha. An absolute channel favourite. Watching her, I almost said a banger, but probably not. Just with the dry humour they put into it, having 5 more dates this time than the incredible 5 dates. I do hope to hell we get another 10 dates in 2025 or 2024. Because yeah, I just love these sorts of games. Lots of kind of turn left, turn right. Lots of tongue-in-cheek moments. Bash turning out to be all sensitive. Just, I don't know, just tongue-in-cheek fun and light-hearted. And, you know, whereas a lot of the other games, certainly some of the other full-motion video games, I would have said had a little bit of a downness about them, or a little bit of a weight on their shoulders. The 10 Dates didn't have that. 10 Dates was gloriously fun. Funny from the start and had a wonderful story. So yeah, really loved 10 Dates, really loved the 3 or 4 streams we did. Come check out Misha, and hopefully in February we're back into this world because it was just too good. Anyway, 10 Dates is number 8. Number 7, King of the Castle. Now this is a weird one. So this was suggested by the wonderful Millis, who suggested King of the Castle to us, and really good. I really enjoyed it. I think there's sometimes there's games, or I would say experiences, that we enjoy that just come out of left field. It was a very tiring presentation. It's very, again, you have to think a lot. There's a lot going on the screen. There's a lot of decisions. So I think anyone who plays it, you should definitely play it. It is good. It is a streaming game though. But yeah, really well balanced. Again, with a humour to it. A humour and a comedy, which, yeah, I really enjoyed. So thank you, Millis, for bringing us King of the Castle. Just fun. A fun experience, and definitely we'll do more of it in the future as we progress on my eternal reign as the king of everything. Number 6. Oh, number 6 is a triple header. I am bending the rules here as I put 3 into number 6. We're going to go Limbo, Inside, and Planet of Lana. And we could even add to that Silt from the recent Jingle Jam collection. All 3 of them are just wonderful puzzle games. A couple of streams each of them. I enjoyed every second of the puzzles. Limbo started it off with its, I don't know, it's just slow learning, its mechanics, its puzzles. And then Inside just brought that on with the mind control. Planet of Lana, very similar in style. And Silt as well. Every single one of them, absolutely glorious games. I would also probably put in there Journey, which we played, which maybe more art house than actual kind of these sort of clarity. But yeah, definitely for me, number 6 for me is Limbo, Inside, and Planet of Lana. And I'm going to give them all number 6. Because they were all brilliant and I enjoyed them all. There you go. Number 5. Number 5, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. I've really enjoyed it this year. More so than last year. I think more of the offbeat counters we've been running with people like Afra, with Starkiller, has been far more enjoyable. I've enjoyed those battles. I think GAC's getting a little long, though, would be my only slight gripe. But I think Swuggle continues to be what brings us together most. Maybe doesn't bring most of us together. No, it brings most of us together, but maybe not what brings... Anyway, who knows? One of those. But Swiggle's in number 5. I would have said it's had a better year than last year. I would have said it's in a better state than last year. And I think it just kind of carries on, and it's going to continue to hopefully be... We need to find time for other content, but certainly it will be the main content, and has been the main content this year. We've got 4 more places to go. 4 more places to go, and we have 4 missing games. In number 4, Jedi Survivor. Oh. Absolutely brilliant. I loved playing Jedi Survivor. It built so much on the Jedi Fallen Order, and Jedi Survivor, just the humor, the immersion. I think more than the first game. I think when the first game was good, but it was like set in an adjacent world to Star Wars, whereas Jedi Survivor putting in things like sort of hairy cave wampas, rancors, Scuba Man Steve, absolutely brilliant, or Skooma Steve. The humor of people like Rick the Door Technician, the humor between the droids talking to each other, and the stormtroopers having jokes with each other, just absolutely brilliant. I think probably one of the largest jumps from Jedi Fallen Order to Jedi Survivor I've ever seen. You know, very often you expect people to just turn out the same type of game, the same kind of small world, the same kind of linearity. Jedi Survivor just blew that apart. The ability to just basically play in your Star Wars world. There's always a lot of rumors or calls for a Star Wars open world game. To me, they launched it this year, and it was Jedi Survivor. Yes, it's not truly open world. Yes, the worlds aren't massive, but to me, that had exactly what I would want in an open world game. It had all the beautiful graphics. It was gorgeous. I still dislike the story. I don't know, the story felt like a bit of a patchwork to me, and I think that's probably why it's at number 4 rather than higher. Because in the end, it kind of left me a little bit like, huh? He was the bad guy? I don't understand. So yeah, but for me, Jedi Survivor in at number 4, 4th best game I've streamed this year, and an absolute banger. Okay, 3rd best game, The Oregon Trail. Now, I can't remember if this was on last year's. Well, it might be on last year's as well, where I probably should have included it, but continues to be a fun experience, no matter what we're doing, no matter whether we are transporting dynamite across the prairie or we're cooking food for idiots trying to move cows. It is still an absolute banger of a game. I enjoy every single journey we do on that game. And our dysentery streak is still intact, so no dysentery streak. Well done. Yeah, check it out. So for me, in number 3, The Oregon Trail. 2 left. At number 2. But it had to be, didn't it? Wizards. Hogwarts Legacy. Absolutely outstanding. And like I say, the reason why it's probably higher than Jedi Survivor is it had more in it. It had more puzzles. It had more open world. And it had a more kind of solid, coherent story. Absolutely one of the best games of the year by quite a bit. Shouldn't have been overlooked the way it has been for certain awards. I know it was controversial, but that's nothing to do with the people that launched the game or their efforts or the works. And I don't want to kind of hark back to all the politics that went on at the time, but I think the people that made the game, absolutely outstanding. And they created that world so beautifully, and so many little kind of secrets. And again, like Jedi Survivor, they gave you so many little authentic moments when a painting would talk to you, or you followed a thing, or you saw in a forest, or, you know, lots of little not cutscenes, but lots of little kind of Easter eggs, you could say, to enjoy. But yeah, for me, definitely number 2, Hogwarts Legacy. Enjoyed every second of playing that game. Loved it. Had to play a little bit off stream, but loved just sitting off stream, just unlocking stuff and doing broomstick challenges and stuff. And I am still the world champion at Accio, despite what anybody says. I am the Accio World Championship. Only thing it missed, it needs a multiplayer mode, and it could do with having the Quidditch World Cup or Quidditch in it. But those are completely different kind of mechanics, and they've never been done that well trying to put those into open world games, so I can understand why at the end they were probably not kind of achieved. But I thought what they did achieve was absolutely brilliant. Loved every second of it. Brilliant to play and brilliant to enjoy. Loved every second. Thank you. And in 1, the best game I have streamed this year, of course, it is Dredge. It is Dredge. Dredge, game of the year, indie game of the year, best game of the year. The humor, the unexpectedness, the originality of Dredge. You know, whereas a lot of the other games in this list are sort of copies or pastiches or a, you know, a sort of a derivative of something else. Dredge, to me, completely brand new. Didn't expect so much of it. Enjoyed the little mechanics of it, just driving my little boat around. Nothing more fun than driving a boat around. And obviously recently we just had the Dredge DLC, which really brought it back to excitement with the Narwhal and the Pale Reach, and also got to experience a lot of the stuff they added into the game. So if you played Dredge when it came out but haven't played it since, it is worth going back into it, because there's now a photographic mode. They've added in more sea life, more land animals. There's just a lot more in the game that wasn't there in the start. And as for the ending, I liked it. I liked the ending. I thought it brought the story together in a way far more interesting and far more kind of surprising than if it had just ended the way that you'd maybe expect the sort of game to end. So I really thought the developers did a really brave job, and I loved every minute of it. I love Dredge, and I do think sometimes I'll go back on Dredge and just sail around a little bit, do a little bit of fishing, because it is glorious. I hope we get more DLCs. I hope we get more content for it. I hope we get Dredge too. It is glorious. It is glorious. Anyway, those are the top 12 games of the year. Number 1, Dredge. Number 2, Hogwarts Legacy. Number 3, Oregon Trail. Number 4, Jedi Survivor. Number 5, Galaxy of Heroes. Number 6, Limbo Inside and Planet of Lana. 7, King of the Castle. 8, 10 Dates. 9, Moons of Madness. 10, The List and Her Story. 11, Mia and the Dragon Prince. And in number 12, The Isle Tide Hotel. So what didn't make the list? So should we look at the ones that missed for whatever reason, or get a special mention? Well, okay, we'll start with Visage. Now, we actually played Visage. We may have finished it this year, but literally it was last year's game of the year. I couldn't remember when I actually finished it, but Visage was brilliant. Immortality, we were going to play it this year, and we got very close to streaming it, apart from the fact it had an incredible amount of nudity in it. So much nudity that I played an entire game off stream. I recorded it, I never really uploaded it onto YouTube in the end. But I should say that Immortality, if you have access to it, if it's on Game Pass, it is a brilliant game. I really enjoyed it. The nudity is a bit odd, because it takes a while to kind of get used to it, but also kind of ignore it. But the story itself and that first WTH moment, shall I say, that happens, you're like, what happened there? And you start to discover a completely deeper story and a completely different thing that was going on. than what you expected. So Immortality, incredibly, if you're a fan of those full motion video or those Sam Barlow, those games, it is absolutely brilliant. The person that made the same as The List, and I think her story, but absolutely brilliant. Please, please, please check out Immortality. It is glorious. And Kokoro. Fun little chat games. Really just kind of enjoyed them. Was it Mike Monkey, I think, maybe suggested Kokoro to us, but just a fun little thing to do. Better than playing things like marbles or stream race. Lots more interactive, a lot more fun little things, and we've had a few memes from them. Please, everyone, vote this downstairs in the comments channel. Anyway, Kokoro. Now, Turkey. What is Aldy's Turkey of the Year? Oh, I should also say, before I get to Turkey Year, also missing list is Sons of the Forest. I played about 70 hours of that off stream. I only streamed about 2 hours of it when it first came out, but only to kill Kelvin. Sons of the Forest is always great, and probably should maybe have found its way onto this list. But anyway, we will also thank Sons of the Forest. Okay, the Turkey. The worst game of my year. The worst game. The one I... Anyway, I'll tell you. Here it is. It's Murderous Muses. Now, a full motion video game where you ask pictures questions, they give you weird answers, you then match them up. It was like a puzzle. I think it was almost like they tried to stretch it to more than 90 minutes so that people wouldn't buy it and then refund it back. Incredibly confusing, couldn't work out what was happening, and just not fun, It felt like a really terrible game of Cluedo, or Clue. So for me, Turkey of the Year, Murderous Muses. And it's a shame, like I say, I've highlighted probably 3 full motion video games this year that really didn't hit the mark. In Mia and the Dragon Princess, the Isle Tide to Tell, and Murderous Muses. I hope in 2024 we get back to kind of single, slightly more linear-ish stories with a few kind of different scenes. I hope we get back to good characters rather than spend all your money on one single famous actor. But yeah, Murderous Muses is my Turkey. So let's check out what is 2024. What is 2024 going to bring? I will go, yeah, I'll hide myself. Well, coming in 2024, we will have The Wolf Among Us 2. Now, that is a narrative series. Hard to kind of describe, but it is a very, very, very clever, very good story from the Telltale series. It's going to have a good story, and it is out... I don't know. I'm going to hedge at March. Before that, though, I think we will get Prince of Persia. Now, I love Prince of Persia. That time mechanic, fighting with the time, all the stuff we had in the Sands of Time, the one that was on the PlayStation. Really love the Prince of Persia. And I really think Ubisoft are going to do a great version of it. So I think we're going to start to see a brand new kind of hopeful series come to us. Yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to playing Prince of Persia. Now, Star Wars Outlaws. 100%. Obviously, I'm looking forward to that. It looks very close to like Star Wars Survivor in its styling and how they've kind of created it. A lot of people are talking about it being open world. But to be honest, I would kind of class Star Jedi Survivor as open world. So even if they approach that with 3 or 4 or 5 planets, I am very much looking forward to anything they do inside the Star Wars universe, anything they do to give us a little bit more characters and lore. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So hopefully Star Wars Outlaws doesn't get any more delays, doesn't get any more kind of, stuff. But yeah, very much looking forward to it. It's got to be the most looked forward to game of 2024, and we're certainly going to stream it on the channel. And as always, Struggle. I'm enjoying Swiggle more than maybe I ever have. I feel like I'm getting more into their cycle of things. You know, they go through their Datacon cycle, their monthly cycle. I feel like I'm kind of maybe aligning with that, or maybe getting better at getting more Datacons early and how to do conquest. And I think we'll hopefully see some fun new people coming to the game and new GLs and stuff like that. But yeah. So in 2024, there's going to be a lot more content, including Swiggle. And we're looking forward to all of these and other more. And I'm sure, like I say, hopefully there'll be some full motion video games. Hopefully we'll get to do more dating. Hopefully we'll have little experiences or little fun things. But we'll also have Swiggle, and we'll do the round table of one as always. Anyway, that was my best games of 2023, the ones that I've streamed, and what I'm looking forward to for 2024. So if you've got any other games you think I've missed out or things that you enjoyed, stick them down in the comments section. And if you've enjoyed this video, or if you want to see us stream them live, then come to Twitch. Welcome to Sandflies on Twitch, and come say hi yourself. And until next time, welcome to Sandflies, good night, and hug your damn loved ones. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas.